Om Shiva. Om Namah Shiva. I, the pure consciousness or sense of self-awareness, would manifest the words of truth and wisdom and blessings to be on my listener, whether it's a herself or it's a himself. Somebody wrote me a few days back that it has been a while, probably almost around 2 weeks, that you have not delivered a message from sacred, or in other words, you have not done a retreat and you have not posted on your YouTube. So I always make time for the seers. I always make time for the listener. I always make time for my followers. So I answered them and I replied that I'm flattered, you see. I'm flattered by your comment, and I'm flattered not only by your comment, but I'm flattered by your compliment, and I am very happy that the words of truth and the words of wisdom are making a difference in your life. And they said that we love to join you when you deliver a message or when you do a retreat, and we love the sound of your voice. And again, I am flattered and I am obliged for the fondness and for the love you are showing towards me. I am. But for me, when I go in a deep state of samadhi, which happens every now and then, samadhi is a more potent, an extreme, samadhi is an extreme potent form of meditation in which you merge with sacred, in which you merge with divinity. I hope you're following me. When I go in that state of samadhi every now and then, which happens quite often, then some messages are revealed to me without having any thoughts or words in my mind, and then I deliver those messages. So it can bring clarity in your perception. And the reason clarity is important, so the human suffering would end. Clarity is extremely important in your perception because the human suffering would end. You see, we humans are we humans go through suffering almost just about on the regular basis, unfortunately, because we have not taken charge of our thoughts. We have not taken charge of our mind. we have not taken charge of our feelings and our emotions. Our feelings, our feelings, our feelings, our emotions, our thought process, our reaction to towards certain situations, our feeling, our emotions, our reaction, our thought process are not aligned. The main purpose of the meditation is a journal focus in which you align your feelings. The main purpose of meditation is a journal focus in which you align your body with your thought process and the life energy which is running through you. That is the main purpose of the meditation. And every now and then, when I go into a potent and deep state of samadhi, a more potent state of meditation, I become one with the eternity. I become one with the Brahman. I become one with the sacred. And then everything just about that there is to know is made known to me. And these things are the rather resonate in form of awareness through me. And these things, the awareness basically, which we essentially are, the awareness rather resonates through me. The awareness rather resonates through my entire being during the state of samadhi, which is an extremely potent state of meditation. That's what I wrote them back, that I am flattered by your compliment. I am flattered by your comment and love and fondness towards me. I hope it is making a difference. But I only do a retreat when I find an inquiry can serve a good purpose and can bring clarity into the perception of more and more humans in one time, if there is an inquiry like that. Otherwise, I respond or reply to the inquiries personally. Either way, I am doing my job, the job I have signed up for. And if I am given a message from the sacred, when I merge with the sacred, when I become one with sacred in samadhi, and if I feel the message is important and it would bring clarity in your perception, then I decide to go live and deliver the message, and afterwards I post it on the YouTube channel so more and more people can take advantage and more people can get the benefit of it. Now, today I woke up around 3 o'clock in the morning. Today I woke up around 3 o'clock in the morning. I woke up at 3 a.m. today, and after that I prepared myself for Kriya meditation, and I got ready for Kriya meditation, and after that I went into the state of meditation, and then I landed in the state of samadhi. I landed in the state of samadhi. Then I lost all the awareness of then I lost all the awareness of my body. I lost all the awareness of any type of distinction. And I lost all the awareness of the thought, which is mind. And the only thing which remained in the end is I am. The only thing which remained in the end is I am, the sense of self awareness or pure consciousness. And then, um, if an awareness resonated through me, so I decided basically, and then afterwards, an awareness resonated through me, so I decided to make a video to bring this clarity in your perception. You see, if you just focus and pay attention to my words as what I am telling you, you would know, you would definitely know the gist. You would definitely know the gist of the message. That's what I am trying to tell you, or what I am telling you, or what I am delivering you. Since imagination plays a very important role in your life, you see, since imagination plays a very important role in your life, most of you humans do not know life in any other way but through the thought process and through the imagination. And sadly and unfortunately, usually is the mind which does not talk to us very friendly, because our mind, just because you are perceiving a thought, it does not mean it's your personal thought. Just because you are perceiving a thought, it does not mean it's your personal thought. I hope you understand. The mind you have, the mind basically you have is the mind of all humanity. You see, is the mind of all humanity, and all the collective thoughts in your mind is, just because if you are perceiving one thought through from all those collective thoughts, it does not mean this is your personal thought. We have talked about that before in numerous retreats, and I have proved by different metaphors and I have proved by different metaphors that no thought is our personal thought, is the mind of all humanity. Anyway, I'm coming back to the point. You see, sometimes I have to bend, sometimes I have to deviate basically a little to give you rather a more clear picture. So since imagination plays a very important role in your life, most of you humans do not know life in any other way but through the thinking process. Even when you are alone, you are so preoccupied and you are led by your mind and the thinking process. So I want you to imagine basically your age. That personally, I am in my mid 40s. You see, personally, I am in my mid 40s, but I want you to imagine your age. Maybe let's say one is 50 years of age. See, so one is 50 years of age, maybe another 30 years, maybe another 25 years, maybe another 40 years, but whatever the number, basically, whatever the number, whatever the number we look for, whatever the life span we have, whatever the number one look for and says that, okay, maybe another 40 years, maybe another 30 years, maybe another 35 years more. Every one of us, basically, what we are doing, we are trying to imagine our present age. Maybe this I personally, I am in my mid 40s, And nature basically, of course, has not made it known to us that how much time each one of us has left. But we are talking hypothetically, maybe another 40 years. We Another 40 years, and after that, what? Basically, one has to ask this question. One has to understand. And other 40 years, and after that, what? Another 50 years, let's say. And after then, what? Do we have a plan for afterwards? We were somewhere before we took this birth. You have heard the term birth. We were somewhere before we took this birth. We would be somewhere after we shed this body or the bodily demise. The sun would be there, the moon would be there, the sky would be there, the trees would be there. Everything would remain intact, if you understand what I'm saying to you. The sun would be there, the sky would be there, the moon would be there, the trees would be there, the earth would be there, the ground would be there, everything would remain over there. But where would we be? Let's say right now, one is 50, another 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, let's say. You see what I am saying hypothetically. You were somewhere before you took birth. We were somewhere before we took this birth. And we would be somewhere after the bodily demise, if you see, or after we shed our body. Even if we say we are going to live a long age, but long age is also limited, of course, as you understand what I'm saying to you. Long age is limited. Another 35 years, 40 years, 45 years is still limited, if you understand what I'm saying to you. Do we have a plan? Where would we be afterwards? Have we thought about that? It's very important, because in order to live fully, in order to understand life fully, one has to look and think, where would I be? What is my limitations? Am I my body? Am I my mind? Or am I the life which is running through me? What am I? If I am the life which is running through this accumulation body, if I am the life which is running through this accumulation body, and the mind which cannot survive without my focus and without my awareness, you see. And if I am that life, then of course I am beyond the body, and of course, I am beyond the mind, if you understand. So, where would I be after 40 years? Do we have a plan? Have we thought about that? Have we focused on it? Or um, are we so fascinated? Are we so fascinated? And are we so overwhelmed, and are we so attached to this three-dimensional reality, which is a very narrow band and which is a very fragile band, and can be taken away in the in the in a glimpse. It can be taken away in a blink of an eye. Excuse me, can be taken away in a blink of an eye. So invest rather basically in something which survives even afterwards. You see, because that is the most significant thing. If we have not worked on that particular life which is running through our body, then shocks would come when the moment of bodily demise arrives for us. It happens to each one of us. Then the shocks would come. In that particular moment in time, if the shocks are coming, it means that's no good. See, then we need to invest our time, we need to invest our focus, we need to invest our awareness in something which would even survive afterwards. And through Kriya meditation and through Kriya yoga and Kriya meditation, we focus on that survives, that never, that is something that was never born and that would never die. It's not subject to birth and the bodily demise. You see, now when we talk about that, we become concerned of the actions we are performing in this present moment by using our free will, if you understand. So I basically gave you an example by asking you to use your imagination and imagine your age, and afterwards whatever the number of years we have got left, and what is our plan for the one which survives even after. After that, I am telling you that, since again imagination plays a very significant role, because most of you humans do not know life other than thinking. So I'm using the same thinking, I'm using your same imagination to make a point. So when we become concerned, the one which even survives afterwards, after the bodily demise, or when the body is shed, when we become concerned with that, then we become concerned with the actions that we are performing in this present moment, and we become basically very concerned with those actions that we are performing in this present moment, because action is basically deciding whether we are sharing the karma or we are accumulating more karma, because karma imprints on the one which survives even after bodily demise. Karma, in terms of essence, imprints on that. So again, I'm asking you to use your imagination and imagine you are a very strong person. Gender is not important here, whether you are a female or you are a male, or you have no gender, you do not subscribe or acknowledge yourself basically through gender. It does not matter. These things are abstract. I'm asking you to use your imagination, and I'm asking you that you are a very strong person. You have a lot of strength. I'm asking you to imagine that you are a very strong person and you have a lot of strength. And you are using your imagination right now. This is an example. Hypothetically, imagine, and then you take a stone, basically a small stone like a pebble, and you throw it upwards. I think I have mentioned this metaphor before, but I am mentioning it again for a reason. So you throw that stone higher up, and since you are so potent and you have so much strength, the stone goes up so high that you nearly forget about the stone, if you understand what I'm saying to you. You have you become oblivious. That's the word I'm looking for in English. You become oblivious and you forget about the stone which you threw up high. And after a certain period of time, you are the one that you have forgotten. You are oblivious. You are the one who has basically forgotten about the stone. And then the stone goes up so higher up. And after that, gravity is catching up with the stone. You see, gravity is a powerful force. Gravity is a powerful energy, and which through gravity is something through gravity that all the objects and all the forms you see are being held to the ground, to the earth. So the gravity now is catching up and the stone is coming down now. And it's that particular stone or that pebble landed on your head. You see, the small stone or the pebble basically landed on your head, and then you look upwards like this and you say, why me, God? You see, you caused something. You threw a stone upwards, and the stone went up so high because you have so much strength in you. I hope you are following me, so you would see my point. And the stone went basically higher up so high, and after that, gravity caught up with that stone, the small pebble, the small tiny stone or the pebble is coming back now and landed on your head. You threw the stone, you caused something. You see, you threw the stone, so you caused something. Now, when the gravity is catching up and the tiny little stone or the pebble landed on your head, that is the effect of your action. So universe is all about the cause and its effect. Whatever you have caused, no matter whenever you did it, in this life or the life before or the life before or the life before or the life before, whenever you see, whenever you did it, it imprints on the one which survives even after bodily demise. And then you would see the effect of it. You means anyone. My retreats, my messages are basically subject to whom it is concerned. If it does not concern you, you can discard these, excuse me, you can discard this video, you can discard these words, and you can move on. Help is just one click away. However, when I talk here, I talk to on the basis of to whom it may concern or to whom it is concerned. If you see yourself in my verse as what I am telling you, then you need to listen to what I'm saying to you, if you understand. Because remember, not long ago, I gave you the metaphor that use your imagination that right now we are 45 or 50 or 60 or whatever our age is. After that, I told you another 30 years, 35 years, or 40 years even, you see. And after that, there is something which is surviving the bodily demise. There is something which is surviving after we shed our body. Now that's something we have to keep very clean, you see. And the way we can only do it, that when we become really concerned of our action, that what we are performing in this moment in time, by using either by using our free will or in the influence of our karma. Because if we are doing that in the influence of our karma and not using the free will, it means that we are still stuck in the chakra, whatever you, however you want to pronounce it. It means that you are not making any progress. So I'm telling you, become very concerned with your actions, what you are performing, either to yourself or to others around you. Because every action would bring a consequence. Every universe is all about cause and effect. If you have caused something, no matter what lifetime you did it, you would see the effect of it. It does not work like that. We have to hold ourselves accountable fully for our actions, if you understand what I'm saying to you. we we have to hold ourselves fully. We have to hold ourselves fully accountable for every action that we perform. Because if we are performing an action influenced by the previous karma, this is pure wisdom I'm giving you. I'm trying to liberate you. I am liberating you. So you better pay attention to my words, that how the rules of nature work and how the rules of karma work and how we show self-love so we wouldn't accumulate more karma. We wouldn't cause something that we will have to bear with the effect of it. We are concerned with what survives even after the bodily demise, another 40 years, 30 years. As a matter of fact, we do not know how long. It could be for, I don't know personally how long. It could be next moment for me. It could be in next 5 minutes. It could be next 5 years. Nature has not made it known to us, so we don't even know. We were just talking hypothetically. But right now, after we have basically accomplished that something survives afterwards. So we have to be very careful with our actions for the one which survives afterwards. So we won't accumulate more karma. If we act in the influence of the karma, we would accumulate more karma. More karma means it can manifest itself for us in a very troublesome situation. More karma means if we performed an action which was influenced by the karma but not influenced with our good free will, it means we are accumulating more karma. You see what I'm saying? And the goal of human life, the goal of human life is to find the prime. The goal of human life basically is to find the prime of consciousness. And the way the goal of human life would be achieved is to shed karma. So our intention is basically to shed karma by the good deeds, by the things we are spreading around. You see, we are made out of energy essentially. No matter what direction you move this energy, it would go into that direction. Please remember that. So become very self-alert and become very self-aware as what actions we are performing. Are we showing the self-love in our action? Are we performing the actions that those actions are not going against ourselves? If we are performing the actions and those actions are not going against ourselves, it means that we are doing the right thing. But if we are performing the actions and those actions may bring short term or long term consequences, sometime for the rest of our lives, even, it means that we are not doing the justice to ourselves. We are not showing love. You see, when people are selfish, they are self centered, they cannot think of anybody but them. But on the other hand, nature, life does not work like that. Nature and life works all inclusive. So you are going against the law of nature, you are going against the law of life. You can use substances, you can use different type of addiction to subside your misery, because such a person is always miserable who tries to form or tries to accomplish. It's the time for me for a private meditation session, but we have some time. So such a person who tries to establish her or his own identity, who wants basically to enjoy the bounties on the expense of others, who does not think of anybody but themselves, who are very, very concerned and totally banded and attached with the three-dimensional reality. You see, they cannot get past that. They say this is it, but this is not it. I can guarantee you. Whatever I tell you, I tell you through my own experience. I live the rules of the life. I live the rules of the nature. Such a person would always remain in conflict. Such a person would use different type of addiction to subside the misery, but such a person would remain always miserable. And one day, and that day is not known to us, and one day such a person would shed the body. Such a person would go through the bodily demise that happens to each one of us. It's the is the rule of the nature. And after that, whatever survives would intensify in the misery. If such a person has lived their life in misery and pain, if such a person has lived their life by being selfish, if they are, it looks like from an average eye, from the eye of an average person, it looks like that this person seems very happy and successful in life, if you understand what I'm saying. But that's not the case. I can guarantee you that. Because the person in the very first place is not performing the action of self love. You see, you can say it looks like, one can argue and say it looks like the person is, because the person is enjoying the bounties on the expense of others. The person is stepping on the throat of others to get ahead. The person is hurting people left and right in the relationship, in the community, in the society. The person cannot get past any, the person cannot get past themselves. You see, all the thought process, all the emotions, everything is just self centered and only concerned to that person. That one person, whoever that person may be, that one person must be extremely concerned in this moment, in this present moment, must be extremely concerned that what I am doing, you see, must be really focused towards their action and must be extremely concerned as what I am doing. You see, because my actions, while I'm trying to be selfish, I'm stepping on other people's throat to get ahead. I am enjoying the bounties on the expense of others. All these actions, the acts of selfishness, basically, when you perform or one perform these acts, it's these all these acts are going against, not in the favor, mind you what I'm saying to you, going against that person. It is accumulating karma which is being imprinted in this very moment. That karma is being imprinted in this very moment. That karma is being imprinted in this very second, you see, and it is not going to leave one alone. You see, it wouldn't manifest in the near future, it would manifest in the moment when you are least expecting it. It would manifest in the moment when one is least expecting it. It would manifest in the moment when we are least expecting it. If you would become oblivious, you would even forget about it. But the nature has no, nature is not oblivious. Nature does not forget. You see, whatever you have put around, it is coming. Whatever we have put around, it is coming. So become very concerned of your actions. You understand what I'm saying to you? Any action, any thought, become very concerned and see that you are run by your thoughts and what you are doing. Because once it imprints on, in form of karma, the residue on the soul, you see, whether in this human body or without it, it brings consequences. And if the acts are selfish, it would bring very negative consequences. On the other side of the coin, on the other side of the story, basically, if you understand that you are living in peace, your thought process is basically to include everybody while you are enjoying the bounties. So when you are happy, when others are happy, you see, when you are giving love and receiving in return, when you are selfless, when your acts are selfless, it would also imprint of on this old residue would also imprint on the soul, on the spirit, and such a person would be in joy. Such a person is resting in herself or himself. You see, this is this would generate good karma. This would bring good consequences. As a matter of fact, if we look more profoundly, we realize there is no good karma or there is no bad karma. Karma is just karma. But if it is bringing the bad consequences, we recognize or acknowledge it as bad karma. You see, if it is bringing good consequences, we recognize and acknowledge it as good karma. When we feel happiness, when we feel fulfilled inside, these are the good consequences of our good actions. When we act without the greed of reward, when we act without the greed of a result, when we act selfless, the good consequences you would see. It's a promise. You do the right thing and right thing would happen to you. It is a promise from the cosmos. On the other side, you do the wrong thing. If you understand what I'm saying to you, pay attention. You do the wrong thing. You put out there the acts of selfishness and the bad things would happen to you. The bad things would happen to us if, God forbid me, 1,000 times we are being selfish, if you understand what I'm saying to you. One would see the consequences, no matter how one would see the consequences, no matter how much forgiveness you ask. If you are a religious person, there is an illusion in the religion we understand as forgiveness. You see, my job is not here. If you understand what I'm saying to you, my job is not here to condemn. My job is not here to refute a religion. I have mentioned that numerous times before, but just a reminder so you understand. No, that's not my job is. My job is to bring clarity in your perception, and that's exactly what I'm doing. However, in a religion, we have an illusion. It's called forgiveness. Basically, the reason I'm calling it an illusion, because if you understand fully, you realize there is nobody that you can ask forgiveness from. There is no one. There is only one being manifesting itself in different form, in different shapes, which we understand as nama or rupa in Sanskrit. Different forms and different shapes. One being manifesting itself as me, one being manifesting itself as you. The being is one, but the manifestations are different. When we accumulate karma, manifestation pays the price to learn the essential and the necessary lessons. You understand? The being is one, but the manifestations are different. Manifestation itself has a thought process. Manifestation itself has a mind. Manifestation itself has feelings and sentiments. You see, manifestation has to put up and go through with all that to get refined. You see, so let's become concerned with what kind of energy we are putting in our surrounding. As I said, the illusion is forgiveness, but there is nobody to ask forgiveness from. Nobody died for your sins. You understand why I'm saying? It does not work like that. Have you not seen people getting instant karma? Of course you have. You know life through your experience. Don't believe on what somebody's saying. Know life basically through your own experience. Have you not seen people getting instant karma? You see, you have seen in your life. Sometime it just may happen. And then there are people who are trying to do good, but bad things are happening, and they are saying Jesus is my savior, or Jesus is somebody who died for my sins, or this and that. No. If that was the case, then why people are getting instant karma? If that was the case, when why bad things are happening to good people? It doesn't work like that. Any action we perform, it basically generates a residue which imprints on the soul. If the consequences not in this life, then it would manifest in the next life, or the life after, or the life after, you see. For one, unfortunately, if we are going and taking so many births, you have heard the term births, take birth. If we are going through and taking so many births, and we are going through so many reincarnations, it means that we are away from moksha. That's number one. You see what I'm saying? That's number one. Shh, shh. That's number one. So we are away from our moksha. We are away from our mukti. We are away from our ultimate liberation. And if you are a religious person, or you believe in Jesus or Muhammad or David, whoever you believe in, then you would say salvation, which is ultimate freedom from the cycle of birth and death that we understand in Sanskrit as samsara. So, for one, we are away from that because we are accumulating more karma by our actions, you see. So, in order to get to the salvation, to the ultimate, we need to focus on the nature of actions we are performing and the kind of energy we are putting around us, if you understand. And if it is sharing karma, if we are not acting in the influence of the karma, then we are sharing karma if we are truly using our free will, you see. So, forgiveness is an illusion, of course, because there is nobody over there that you can ask forgiveness from. It's an illusion. It would manifest not in this lifetime, it would manifest in the lifetime after, or the lifetime after, or the lifetime after. It's a promise from cosmos, it's a promise from eternity to you. It's a promise from eternity. It is a promise from boundless. It is a promise from Brahman to me, to all of us. No one has ever escaped it. It doesn't work like that. Somebody died for my sins, so I can do whatever the heck I want. No, it doesn't work like that. It means that you are not holding yourself accountable for the actions you are performing. God forbid me, you are hurting people around you left and right, and you said that Jesus has died for my sins, so I have got the freeway now. You see, I can do whatever I want. No, that is a huge lie. And if you believe in this kind of lie, you are making a huge mistake. So you better focus. Turn your focus inwards and see what you are doing. You see, not add it, but audit yourself every day and look at your actions. That how many actions that I have performed that basically indicates any type of self love. How many actions? Because if you self love yourself, you wouldn't hurt anybody. Because, of course, that's not self love. Because the action you are performing, if you are being selfish or hurting people left and right, it means you are going against yourself. It may seem that you are doing to somebody else, but you are doing it to yourself. Even Lord Christ said that. You understand? It may seem that you are doing to somebody else, but the way I am looking at the life and eternity, and when I merge with Brahman, you are doing it to yourself. You are going against yourself. You see? So become selfless. Understand money would take you very far. You see, one day it would be all gone in a blink of an eye for each one of us. It can be taken away for each one of us in a blink of an eye. So do not bank, do not put your effort, do not bring your focus on these type of small petty things. You see, what you would carry in the end is the communion, is the unity, is the love with the rest of the creation. That's what you would carry in the end. the beauty, and the life would become easier for you. You would see paradise, you would see heaven all around you. So 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 understand what I said in this message, that the message that I conceived, you see, the message conceived, I'm using the word conceived, the message that I conceived from divinity, the message that I conceived from the sacred. I delivered this message. Just think about what I said. Focus. Listen to this video very carefully. Rewatch the video if you misunderstood something. You see what I'm saying? Rewatch the video if you misunderstood something, if you feel perplexed, if you have any confusion. You can always write me. I have given my email address on my YouTube channel. You can always write me and I will clarify your confusion if you understand what I'm saying to you. So become selfless, you see. Become selfless and think the common think about the communion, think about the commonwealth, and think about the common health, where you include everybody. You see, the way you treat yourself, that's the way you treat others. You see, that's how you become one, because nature and the life are inclusive all. You see, you try to establish an individuality, you try to establish an individual identification, and you look around and you make a discrimination, you make a distinction between you and others, and then you become selfish, unfortunately. You become self centered, unfortunately. That's not how life works. Life works where all life includes everybody. Nature includes everyone, you see, and it look out for the common benefit for everyone, you see. That is in the name of love, that is in the name of unity, and that is in the name of peace for all of us. Om Shiva. Om.